Hi and welcome back to my channel. I decided to make my September wrap-up video for what I have read, and I also completed a jigsaw puzzle, so that will be up soon. And I just finished, I think, book number 15 for October. So I'm a little like 1 1/4 books a day, something like that. Anyway, so I decided to do this video just a wee bit different. I have two devices on my lap. I have my iPad mini and my iPad Pro. And the reason I have both of these devices here is because I want to go ahead and tell you how I'm reading, how I have read the books for this month by genre after I give you the stats. And I want to see if that works. And I did make individual albums of these for the genres, so I can turn around and convert them over to a collage to share with you. So as of now, today, October 11th, I have read 318 books this year with 2 DNFs. Of these 318 books I've read this year, only 2 were print, but all the rest were digital, mostly advanced reader copies, but also library books, because if you follow me, you know that I'm a series fanatic. And if I get a book that's, say, number 6 in the series, I will stop, read the first 5, and then read that 6th book. If I get a book that's 3 in a series, I will stop, read books 1 and 2, and then go on to book 3. I've been doing that for maybe 4 or 5 years that way. So that's why I have a mix of library and art. 66 of the books I have read this year are library books. 244 are advanced reader copies. 1 was a gift because it was sent to me. That gift was given to me by my friend. 7 I purchased via Kindle Unlimited. That's what the stats are. So I love my library. I use Libby mostly, but I also use Hoopla. Let me give you my year. January, 50 books. February, 45 books. March, 26. April, 15. May, 17. June, 27. July, 52. August, 30. September, 41. And as of now, 15 for October. So 41 books in September is what we are here to talk about. With that 41 books that I read in September, that was a total of 12,658 pages. Since it was a total of 12,658 pages divided by 41 books, it averaged to 422 pages a day. And I don't think I tabulated the average book length, but I believe it's 334.2 because I have it somewhere else. So my average pages are 300. But to give you like an idea on how I read, 14 books I read this year were novellas, and 2 were 100 to 199 pages. 73 of the books were between 200 and 299 pages. 200 of the books were between 300 and 399 pages, and that's the space in which I usually read. I have read 27 books that are between 400 and 499 pages, and 1 book that was over 500 pages. So that all, when you tabulate that and you do all the math, which is 100,726 pages for the year so far, if you tabulate that, the average is about 334 pages a day, even though some books, like I said, are over 400 pages and even 500 pages. So those are stats that I love to share because I am a spreadsheet geek, okay? Everything that I've done for this month, for this year, for the last 5 or 6 years is on my Google spreadsheet, and I log. Oh, let me fix that. Just going to show you. I could probably just do an image on the screen, but I logged my books. So down here, if you can see the number 15, that's the book I just finished this morning. Okay, so this is what I have read in the month of October so far, from the red line down. So I like to track everything two ways. The spreadsheet here that I'm showing you bits and pieces of. By the way, I am sorting out my October books by genre already. All of my arcs between the end of this year and any arcs I have for 2026 on this page of the spreadsheet. So I have those. I avail myself of the library of Kindle Unlimited regularly, so I track those. And then, as I showed you earlier, I have a summary page where I track, where everything is automatically tabulated. The formulas built into the spreadsheet. It's Brock's spreadsheet, and the formula tabulates everything for me. It even does this, which I love. It even has pie charts and graphs, and if I really wanted to be 100% detailed on every single thing, by publisher, by author, by race, by genre, by length, this is just beautiful. I love this spreadsheet. So those are all the stats. That's all the what is all this? Let's talk about what I read. 41 books in September, and I broke them down by genre, and then I have miscellaneous. So we're going to start with the September romances. We were Here for a Good Time, and I'm going to butcher this name, but I think it's Paye Mo That War. Okay, that's Here for a Good Time. Then I did a proofreading and then a second reading, but I'm only counting it as one because it was a novella, but it's called The Accidental Christmas by Laurie Foster. The other romance that I read very early in September, maybe like September 1st or 2nd, was Kim Nash's Life Begins at the Cornish Cottage. And then the last romance that I read in September was Lynn Pater's Made for Each Other. I read 8 psychological thrillers. The first one was My Husband's Wife by Carla Kovach, The Vanishing Place by Zoe Rankin, She Was Never Yours to Take by Jen Craven, The Secret at Number 7 by Becca Day, The Good Neighbor by Alison James, and The Ex Who Came Back by Daniel Hurst, and The Woman He Married by Willow Rose, and I'm still going. It's Me or Her by Victoria Jenkins. Those are the 8 psychological thrillers that I read. I did separate the cozies from the regular mysteries. So if we just look at the regular mysteries, that is the most read genre that I did, and that's 15 books. So let me run them by you. The Couple's Secret by Lisa Regan, The Code by Gregg Hurwitz. This was a novella, and this was part of the Orphan X series by Gregg Hurwitz. I do have, I think, book number 9. I think it comes out in January or February, but I know that I will read that before the end of this year because I just love that series. It's more like action adventure mystery. It's really a good series. Then I read All This Could Be Yours by Hank Phillippi Ryan. Then I read A Killer Motive by Hannah Mary McKinnon. I love this one. The Grave Artist by Jeffery Deaver and Isabella Maldonado. That was a good book. Then I read The Austen Affair, and that is being blocked, by Madeline Bell. Then I read Don't Say a Word by Alison Brennan. Another book by Alison Brennan is Out of the Shadows, again, Alison Brennan. Smuggler's Cove by Fern Michaels. Stolen in Death by J.D. Robb, which I don't think comes out until February, but when I get a J.D. Robb book, everything stops for me to read that book. So there's Stolen in Death. The Winter Visitor by B.P. Walter. Trouble in Queenstown, and this was by Delia Pitts. And I think I read 2 of her books in September. The other book I read by her is Death of an Ex. These books were shockingly good. And then I read Code Breaker by J. Martell. I'm going to jump over to historical fiction. Was a Secret Daughter from Ireland by Anne O'Loughlin. And now I mentioned Cozy Mysteries. This is Dead Post Society by Diane Kelly. And then I read Murder by Firelight by Merryn Allingham. That is a Floresdale mystery, book number 12. And then I read Murder on a Scottish Island by Lydia Travers. It's the second book in the Lady Poppy Proudfoot series. Another series title that I read it's a 4th book in the Sarah Vane mystery series, is Murder in the Choir by Alice Castle. Yet again, another cozy mystery series I'm reading, the Julia Bird Mysteries, and it's book number 8, and that is Murder in the Winter Woods. That's by Katie Gale. And don't be surprised, yes, another series. In fact, this is book number 23, Murder at the Royal Palace by Verity Bright. And then To All a Good Bite by David Rosenfeld. It's an Andy Carpenter mystery. I think it's number 27. I don't have that data right in front of me, but I believe it's number 27. And then I have 5 books that I threw into miscellaneous. And they are, this is a memoir. It's Lin-Manuel Miranda, The Education of an Artist. And that's by Daniel Pollack-Pelzner. Then I read Will Prescribe You Another Cat by Syou Ishida, Japanese, Syou Ishida. Then I read the second book in a series, well, not really a series, but, so there it is, Dealing with Feeling by Mark Brackett. I'm going to have the cover up on the screen, but his name is not on the cover. I've just never seen that before. Then Memory of Murder by Deborah Webb. What are you doing over here? She should be in the, that should be over there with the mysteries. And then this is the cutest book, The Orkney Chicken Saga, the Orcadian version. And this is a book that was written by a Scottish author and gifted to friends of mine who visited Scotland back in July. And she gifted me this book, and I'm just like, wow, this is really cute. It is the most vivid, enjoyably bright book. And they even have a YouTube channel, and everything that they do on the YouTube channel are children's songs based on some of the books that they wrote. And then the last book that I included in my wrap-up, but that I did not include a page count or in the number, was Brain Boost, which were crosswords, word searches, logic, or Sudoku. What I did is I copied over some of the puzzles into GoodNotes, and I solved some of the puzzles. So I included that. And the reason I wanted to include that in September is it's in September that I took it off of my NetGalley queue over there on netgalley.com. So thank you for watching, and I love doing this. I hope I can be a little bit more consistent, and I will see you with my next video. And by the way, the next video will be a time-lapse video of the jigsaw puzzle that I also completed this morning. All right, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.